And welcome back to Mystery of the Druids, here on Click the Thing. No
Click
longer in
that
the room
thing.
because we got scared of the glitch that we saw a couple of minutes ago where the Professor and Melanie Turner merged into a super being. So we decided to just watch this in the safety of our own homes from
Yes,
here on out.
I couldn't bear to be away from my dog while watching that horror.
Yeah, no, you're dead right. And also, Dan, you're not allowed in my house now since doing all those weird hand actions. Uh,
Well, I had to match the professor.
yes, but you got me into a lot of trouble, Burkbot, so let's not go there. So anyway, welcome to France. We're here.
We can
We
tell
got
it's
a boat out of
France because
Portsmouth.
it's blue skies
Yes.
and everyone looks sad.
Yeah, like you're in France when you have a crusty old fucking ship captain who doesn't want to speak to you. It's like, oh, fuck off. Yeah. And smoking. Everyone has to smoke in France.
You know the castle of Carmors? I say, I might.
He is smoking hot, to be fair.
Well, do you know the castle or don't you?
Is crusty old sea captains your kind of thing, Burkbot, yeah?
hmm
Ha,
Oh
cool.
no, my secret shame.
Oh, well. Thanks for the
New
warning.
kink unlocked. What is it about the briny sea air that gets you going, Burkbot, huh?
How are you?
uh,
All right.
it's the fisherman's friends, the unlimited amount of fisherman's friends.
Oh, to be fair, like those are great, aren't they? Like that's a cold breaker there, isn't it? Like just whenever
Yeah.
if you ever have a fucking head cold or sinus infection, just skull back a whole fucking packet of
And
them
you
in your
know what?
grand.
Like when you have a packet of them, none of your friends want one. So like you have the whole packet to yourself.
That's true, actually. Yeah, it has such a weird
Oh, is that a
bad
sweet? Oh,
reputation.
fisherman's friend. Get the fuck away
Yeah.
from me. You're lost.
Do you think people just think
Back
like
to you, Mr.
Fisherman's Friends are like cod liver oil tablets or something, and they just get the completely wrong idea?
I'm not willing to change their minds. It
No,
means sharing my
it
packet.
just means more for me. That's the way I look at it.
Yes, that's it. What do you want to go there?
Right. Okay. So no, there's nothing to see there. Okay.
Take a look around.
Yeah,
That's
you like that
suspicious.
reflective, the very viscous looking sea that they have in France here.
Mm.
Keep going for about 3 kilometers.
Perhaps they have a high salt content, maybe.
Have you ever heard of the Lord of the Castle of Carmors?
Yes, of course. My parents used to tell me.
It's very French music being played here as well.
Yeah.
You know, when they throw out when they rock out the synth.
I'm liking the old school car.
Yeah,
Not quite a Citroen.
I believe Halligan does actually confirm that it's a déjà vu. So
Oh.
Hmm.
Sleep now. The Lord will come and get you.
one of my favorite stories about French cars is that whenever Toyota were launching the MR2 car in France, they had to rename it to the Roadster because if you say MR2 in French, it sounds like shit.
Our new stable. But I don't
No.
mind telling you,
Ah, yeah.
I wasn't
No.
MR2, yeah. So that one there.
That is a great story. I wonder if my dad knows that one. If not,
Yeah.
I am going to have to ring him after this and tell it to him.
That's not much of a bedtime story to tell a small boy.
True, but it worked. We kept away from the castle after dark.
Yeah, I think okay. I just checked it there. Yeah, they just called it the MR. They didn't add the two onto it.
Oh yes.
ML.
So I've heard.
So
They say he murdered.
And it's a silent you hand up, like, put your two fingers up to represent two.
He was
exactly, yeah.
but I don't remember many
I
details.
thought they said MRV, I suppose, but no, I don't know. Maybe that would have been a different pronunciation. MRV.
Yes, that's right. I think it happened in some war or other during the Inquisition.
So yes, I wasn't joking when I said there was another wall of exposition coming here about
Roger,
about the
Rog.
local.
Ah,
Yeah.
not much.
Again, I think I mentioned in the last time that the biggest problem that this game has are the dialogue trees.
I used to play in
Um,
the ruins
and
with my friends.
I mean, not to say that I'm expert or have ever programmed a video game before, but for a point-and-click game, you kind of want to get your dialogue trees right. That's kind of like one of your most basic things to get right, you know?
It is literally step one on how to make a point-and-click kind of game.
Local
Is
Yeah.
get dialogue
use the ruin as a
like,
quarry when they need stone
Uh,
tools.
in my intro to computers, it is one of the things I do
I have
with
to go.
my students, and they are thick as shit.
Thank you, thank you.
But at least they know how to program a video game, right? I mean, you train them well. Like this, if anything, this has been educating you on bad game design, so you can tell your kids not to do this.
Yeah, exactly. Let's watch these videos, kids.
That's it. Incidentally, you'll notice there that the
This must be
locations are in German
right.
because for some reason they forgot to translate it to English.
That is actually just so bad.
Yeah,
Like,
isn't it?
Looks
Like,
this used to
I
be a
keep
town.
forgetting how bad this
Looks like
game
used to
is.
be a town,
And
but it's collapsed.
yeah, these little things just annoy me so much.
yeah. See, here's the thing. You see, like I do wonder. Like sometimes when if you ever play, if you ever go back and play like a studio's first video game, you'll see like basic mistakes like that anyway. Like there's something that makes sense to them, and when and if it kind of like goes through like all the like internally it makes sense to them, and then when you like go out to the wider world,
I've had a look.
you find out like what actual gamers are like and their patterns and their habits, and they realize, oh, this actually doesn't work at all. You know,
Hmm.
A few more
like
questions
I mean, the first
regarding our
Pokemon game was riddled with mishaps and bugs and game breaking stuff as well, like missing no. And if you have an Alakazam, you basically win everything. You know,
Hmm.
stuff like that kind of makes
I'd
sense.
like
You
to
know,
speak to you about
What would you like
but
to
I'm even trying to think like it's not the best comparison in the
Like your
world, but
fishing
like
rod.
Broken Sword Studio.
Nice, isn't it?
And their first game was called Lure the Temptress, and their whole premise was that basically you're trying to solve this kind of like um, you're basically trying to stop this demon being summoned or a monster being summoned, I think,
Sorry, my friend. It was
in a certain amount of time, and you have to talk to people within the town. The difference is they're all wandering around town, if you know what I mean. They're not at set places. You have to try and find them, and that sounds brilliant for the time because like, oh, it actually feels like a living, breathing town in like a medieval town, but if you're trying to find people on a time frame, that's a bit tough. You're basically expecting looking at
It's
randomness
pure
there.
shenanigans. Yeah.
Yeah,
You expect me to believe that?
Of course, it's the truth. I swear it. I even had some photos of one of those fish. But I'm
Sure you
afraid I
did,
lost
buddy. You
three
had
fellas
photos
in
of
the
your
water.
fish.
yes.
And now there's not a shred of evidence to support you.
Here's Detective Halligan getting to the crux of the matter. How big is your fish, Pierre?
I often show him the fish that I catch.
Capitaine Deneuve? Who's that?
Oh, you don't know him? He captains the ferry that brought you here. He's over there, on board. He's experienced a lot and has
The
been-
dialogue is so low in comparison to the background music. Is that your settings issue or the game?
You'll have to ask him that.
Well, here's the thing, you see, I did lower the volume when we were in with Blake, and it doesn't seem to have made much of a difference.
Yeah.
It's bad, like even when I was playing it, it didn't sound that bad because I was on a speaker and it sounded quite equal. But I think
And he hates people
because again, like it's using literal Dolby surround sound, so I'm just wondering, did they kind of when you are capturing it, does it all come out equal? Because
Yeah,
like you're basically
probably.
turning like surround sound into stereo and back again.
Thank
You know.
Thank you.
Another thing we can just add to the
Hello,
list of
I'm
inconveniences this game has.
What I said. Are you trying to frighten the fish off?
Oh, I'm
I
sorry.
was going to say like that could just be the recording issue. So like I'm not
Yeah,
going to
maybe.
badmouth it too much.
And
I mean, there was a lot of minor inconveniences with the recording of this game, so we can chalk that up to one of them as well. Again, not that you're missing much with the voice acting, like it is literally like they've done what every kind of like cost-cutting game studio does, and just like basically ask 3 or 4 people to voice act 30 characters.
would you like to know?
Um,
Are there many
I think I mentioned before, like I think the Guinness World Book of Record for the most voices done in a video game by one person is actually A Dog's Life,
The fish have such
where I think
pretty
one
ears.
person does 70 characters.
Murmur and I'll have to sit here for an hour
I wouldn't know.
for them.
That's true. You actually expunged that from your memory, didn't you?
Yeah.
I like your fishing rod. It's a beauty.
Yes, nice, isn't it?
Trauma
It's an
inducing.
enhanced fiberglass tip, 47.
A game that we genuinely could not get past the first level because it was
No.
so boring.
Couldn't do it.
What are you planning
Wouldn't
to
do
catch?
it.
Yeah.
You may not believe me, but I've caught all kinds of things here. You know, I've caught
Maybe if there were drugs
5
involved.
meters long, with eyes like
I mean,
pearls and
it's helped you before.
That's why I bought
You know,
one.
like
The last one was pulled clean out of my hands by one of those beasts.
let's see. Oh yes, here we go. Yeah, I just checked it there.
Of course.
Harry Shale
Truth.
provided
I swear,
individual voices
I
for
even
32
had
named
some
characters
photos
in
of
Dog's
one of
Life.
those fish,
And that is the record for the most named characters voiced in a video game by a single
Now
actor.
there's not a shred of evidence to support your story. That is a pity.
That's
It's impressive, but like I would like throw that record away and have my name removed from that game if I was him.
Capitaine Deneuve.
Yeah, I mean, I can't deny that now. In fairness, like,
He captains the ferry that brought you here.
it's like I don't want to know. I'd rather not have my name involved in this. You know?
All over the place. He knows a lot of stories.
It's like,
Incredible
I'm even gonna just
stories.
check his name here to see has he
What, for
got
example?
anywhere else. It's like,
Asking that yourself. I never really listen properly when he starts spinning his yarns. He's bound to tell you a story or two.
in fairness, this guy's ended up in
You
the
just have to
Sandman
know
on
how to
Netflix
deal with him.
and the
Oh.
Patrick Melrose series. Yeah, this guy has a fucking actual genuine honest to God career.
What do you mean?
Not
Okay.
so loud.
Yeah.
Please.
Because of the fish?
No.
Like,
because
fair
the
fucks.
captain
He actually survived the dog's life.
Look, I'll tell you something.
So there you go. How about
With
that?
his dignity intact, fair
With his
play.
dignity intact, yeah. He has a world record to his name, like, you know. How the circumstances of that kind of come around, you know. Suppose it's worse, like, world records to have, I guess.
Yeah, fair.
You know, it's like, yeah, this is my mate Barry. He's got a Guinness World Record. Oh, what for? Oh, he took the most number of pickles up his arse without coughing. Like, okay, I mean, good for him, I guess. Not really.
Oh,
It is
well,
technically an
that's all I
achievement,
don't
but
What do I have to
is
call
it
you?
really?
Monsieur le Capitaine Charles Deneuve. That's his full title. He'll appreciate
Jesus, this lad talks a lot.
Thanks for the hint.
Yeah. Now, so this is what I was talking about when it came to the dialogue trees,
Good luck
right?
with your
So,
fishing.
in order to get the captain to talk to us, we needed to find out his
Get
full name, right?
information, yeah.
But the only way to do that is
Excuse
to
me,
talk
what?
to your man about his fishing rods. So you've actually
Oh,
no
Monsieur le
reason
Capitaine Charles Deneuve.
to go down that path until
That
you
is
name
correct,
drop
my boy.
Captain Deneuve.
Charles Deneuve,
Which,
captain
again,
of the
you've just been on a
Merchant
boat
Navy
with
of
this
France.
man.
How do you
I'm
know
sure
my
that you'd like to
Are
know
you
what his
talking to a
fucking
friend of
name
yours?
was, you know?
Yeah.
Fisherman over there at the jetty.
Pierre? Ah, yes. Old Pierre. I expect he has been telling you about
And yeah,
his
like,
account.
didn't quite
Well,
make the edit
5
here, but like,
meters long.
if
Yes,
you
he said.
didn't know his name, you basically try and like milk him for any stories, and he'll just tell you nothing. He will just like be, what do you care? You know, just again treats you like you're being disrespectful. But if you
Yes,
give him
says
his full
you're from
title,
Carmors,
he's
like
he's
you.
all yours. You know, go
that
nuts.
true?
Yeah.
Yes, that's right. I grew up here as a youngster.
Very unlike a
wanted to be
Frenchman to have an
fisherman.
ego like
Used
that,
to
you know.
work on my father's trawler. Later, I went to naval college to become a captain of the Merchant Navy of France. I have a small house at the end of the road, just behind Francois' Bistro.
Tell me more about Pierre.
I meet him almost every day.
So again, it's the same thing that's happening here. Like you're basically trying to fish for some information from
So
between
he's a
these two
fisherman.
characters. But the actual point of the conversation, you actually don't know until
Yeah,
halfway
I'm
through.
I'm trying to kind of, I was like, I know there's a castle being mentioned, and I presume that's where we want to go to.
Yes.
And that there's some information about said castle, that sort of thing. But I was like, this is a lot of
How long
drivel
does he sit
to
there fishing?
talk about fishing
Until
for
I
so
come
long.
back
As
with
someone
my
who
last
does
load of
not enjoy
passengers.
fishing,
Since he's had that
you know,
he sometimes sits
very
there
little
longer.
keep me entertained
If I
here.
have time, we go
No,
over to Francois'
I can't claim that I've ever
fishing
tried fishing, but I think my ADHD would prevent me from sitting there for
Doesn't he have
5
anything
minutes.
better to
You know,
do?
kind of ways. It's
No,
like
not
this is
much
too
to
still.
do.
There's nothing
None of the
happening. I
villagers
have to
here
go and
has
be
much to
productive.
do.
You know, kind of way.
Business
Like I'm
is
bored
so
now.
bad nowadays.
I need
He has a small
I need
farm
stimulus
which
at like
supplies him with
every
all he
fucking minute
needs.
of the
A
day.
few
So
years
you
back,
know.
he built himself a
Well,
small
I went
stable next
fishing
to his house,
once with my
where he
dad,
keeps a few animals.
and
His
he was
life
there
is
for
rather
2.5
boring,
hours
really.
while I kicked
That's
the
why he's
football
always
against the wall,
pleased
and
when
he
I
gave
tell
out
him
to
a
me
few
for
stories.
scaring the fish away.
Mm.
Thank you, Monsieur le Capitaine.
And
You've been a great
then
help.
You're welcome, my
uh,
boy.
when
Monsieur le
he
Capitaine,
What can I do
he
for you?
left to go, I think, go get himself a coffee from one of the coffee
I've
trucks
got a few more
nearby.
questions
Yeah.
concerning
And
our last
I took
conversation.
over and I reeled
All
in a
right.
fish, and
Ask me
he
anything
then
you
claimed
like,
it
my
as his
boy.
own, and I have never been allowed to claim it
Pierre says you're
for
from
the as the
Carmors.
actual
Yes. Is that true?
winner of the
that's right.
fish.
I grew up here. As a youngster,
I hope this has
wanted
been
to be
a point
fisherman.
of contention in
Used
the
to work on
family
my
since.
father's
Like this is
trawler.
like
I have
Later,
meant
I went to
he
naval college to become a
denies
captain
this
of
to
the
the day,
Merchant
and I
Navy
want
of
the
France.
like. There's no
I have a
witnesses,
small house
so
at
it's
the
my
end of the
word
road,
versus his.
just behind
Mhm.
Francois' Bistro.
But yeah,
You used to work for
I
the
was like,
Merchant
I wouldn't have
Navy.
gone out get him a coffee.
Yes.
So how did the
I
coffee
have
cup
been to
get there?
practically
He had
every
to have
single
left his
port
post.
all over the world,
The art of fish just reel itself in, you know? Maybe had a death wish, you know?
Unknown oceans, rivers, backwaters, lakes, and canals. I have seen things no other
Okay,
man
so
on
you've
earth
seen
has
things no other man on
ever
earth has ever
Sounds
seen.
exciting.
Like druids.
But all that was a long time ago.
Well, you like
In a
it,
few
maybe,
years' time, I
you
shall
know?
retire and begin working on my memoirs.
Your memoirs? That sounds interesting.
Oh yes, my boy. I've seen a lot.
Again, same thing is it's like you don't know
Disasters,
what you're
storm
looking
tides,
for in
elements,
dialogue until you actually get
mysteries.
there.
Really?
And that's the most frustrating
Why don't you
thing.
tell
It's
me
like
more?
I have
like
seen ships
normally
disappear
from a
in the
design point of
Bermuda
view, this is
Triangle.
where you'd have a character
I
with
saw
an
the
inner
Prince of
monologue
Egypt
or
sink.
something. You know, it's
Yeah.
like you'd say like, oh, I need
Witnessed
to
the
find
accident
something
of
out of
the
him.
Pride
Let
of Paris
me
in
butter him
Cape
up and
Town
see what
harbor.
happens. You know,
Were
that's
in
what
all
like
those places?
a lot of
Of
point and click games
course.
do well. Is like
And
it's not
best
trying
of all,
to hide the
I
information
have
from
seen
you. It wants you to find
40
it.
meters high
Whereas
and
this game is
octopuses
trying
with
to do
16
both. Like the
tentacles.
actual,
I thought octopuses
it's trying to
only had
introduce
8
a fake
tentacles.
difficulty
Quite, my
by,
boy.
you know,
Quite.
giving you
I
nothing to
have
work
seen
with.
things a common landlubber
And yeah, that's just
too
not good
offensive.
design. That's just
Cannot
like
even begin to
it's like what
imagine
Sierra used to do when they kind of
octopuses
pad out the
with
content
twice
for
the
longer,
normal
you know?
number of
Yeah.
tentacles. What do you
I
say
know
to
it'll keep
that?
the kids
Well,
hooked.
that's quite incredible.
Fish talk.
Constant failure. That's what'll keep them
What do you
coming
know
for
about
more.
the castle of Carmors?
The castle. The castle is shrouded in greater mystery
Oh,
than the
okay, we're getting
darkest
onto the
spirits I
castle.
have ever
Yes.
experienced or heard of.
That's saying something.
Precisely, my boy. After all, I have seen and heard more than most mortals could ever dream of. But none of it is as mysterious as the story of
Ooh.
the castle of Carmor
Ooh,
and its
Nelly.
evil owner.
How
Tell me
spooky.
more about the castle.
The castle of Carmor was once the home of a good and righteous lord.
Hey,
Around
ding 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 ding
1000
ding,
AD.
drink.
We got there
Instant
in the end.
fluids.
You've heard of the Druids,
Oh,
I take it?
Oh,
I
yes.
did
Quite
say
a lot,
this
in
to you
fact.
last time, probably
Go
off
on.
air.
Where did these druids come
But
from?
we
They
should
were the
drink
last of the
a
Druids
can of
from
druids,
Britain.
and every time
Really?
Yes.
they
really,
mention the
my
word
boy.
druids,
Do you
take a
know
sip.
why they came to the
Next
castle?
time you're in the
Trust
house,
of
we'll
the
do
Lord
that, and
his
Yeah.
family.
we'll see how long that lasts.
Simply
Considering
means
druid is
something of
literal
great
cat
value
urine.
to them.
What was it?
Like,
Exactly.
All right, what
you
happened
you
then?
don't ask
The
a
item
cider
remained in the
drinker
family's
like
possession
me to
for
drink druids, because like that's like
But
saying,
then the
hey, you
castle went to a
you
descendant
like
of the
beer, don't you?
family
Great.
who was
I'm gonna
not
piss out in
only
the bottle
righteous,
here. Let's
but
see if you enjoy
cruel
this.
and
You
evil.
know?
The
That's
evil
called
lord of
Budweiser.
Carmor.
Was
Yeah,
that what
exactly.
he was called?
That's
What do you think
he
it's
has
called?
been
Bud.
called
It's
for
Bud's
centuries.
Weiser.
He was a tyrant and a murderer. He enjoyed killing and held satanic ceremonies at the castle.
So
Villagers
handy
would
that this
disappear from
fisherman and
Carmor
ferry
and
captain
never be
knows
seen
all about the
again.
druid
They
castle
say
that
he
you
was
wanted to find out
executed
about.
during the Inquisition.
Well, like saying
Like,
the
there's
art
no
did.
need to go find another Frenchman who is like maybe a local historian or anything.
I have you.
Now,
I think you're
from
fine, Bert.
age-old
But only
stories
two
that
people live
people
here
tell
anymore.
around here,
Like,
they learned them from their
like it is
parents,
literally just the
who
captain
in
and
turn
Pierre, and
had
that's
been
about
told
it.
them by
Like,
their
I
own
don't think
parents,
we don't see any
who
other
were
French
handed
people in
down
this
through the
area.
generations.
And again, I
Sometimes
find it's
people
amusing
even
to me in a
come
sense
to
where
the
like.
town. People
Like did
you,
you
asking
you did
about
have
the old
space for more
stories.
people in this game? Why
Writers,
didn't you just give us
researchers,
more
all
people to talk
sorts.
to?
We
You know,
even had a real
like you could have if you're
aristocrat
gonna
from
make a dialogue
England
puzzle,
once.
let's make it more
He was very
complicated. Give
interested
us an
in the
actual
castle.
reason to be. You know.